It's all led up to this moment right now. And I know you've both been anxiously looking forward to this day. In fact, I know you've been counting down the days. Literally, I've heard a countdown. You've been looking forward to this day, despite the tremendous change that it will bring about in both of your lives, which can be a little scary. Your marriage to each other will mark the beginning of a brand new life for both of you. And we all know, Cameron, how much you hate change. Well, through the friendship that you found, and then through your courtship, you've developed a mutual respect and love for each other. Your love and respect has continued to grow. And as you've spent time really getting to know each other, you have developed a strong bond with each other. Your wedding day is such a special event because it's an opportunity for you to declare your love and commitment to one another. Everyone here can serve as witnesses to this event, and everyone here is so happy for the both of you. Even Jehovah and the angels are looking down right now, and they are rejoicing for you. If you think all the way back to the Garden of Eden, Jehovah created Adam as a perfect man. But Jehovah recognized the need that Adam had for a helper and a complement. And they will become one flesh. So they were to be one flesh, and they were to stick together. It's a vow that you are made for the rest of your lives. Now, since we should view marriage as a permanent commitment, how can you make sure that your marriage not only lasts, but also that it's a happy marriage? It's essential that your worship of Jehovah should be as the central part of your marriage. And you can be there to support and help one another. The two of you are like a twofold cord. And when you're united and supportive of each other, you're stronger than either one of you would be by yourself. But what's stronger than a twofold cord? A threefold cord. Well, when you both love Jehovah and make your worship of him a priority, it will strengthen your marriage, as if Jehovah is a part of it. And Jehovah becomes that third cord. Since he's the creator, he knows what we need to be happy. 1 Corinthians 11 and verse 3. It says, "But I want you to know that the head of every man is the Christ. In turn, the head of the woman is the man. In turn, the head of the Christ is God." So, as a husband, you're appointed as the head of your household. Well, it means you're responsible for taking care of the material, spiritual, emotional, and recreational needs of your family. Remember to apply those principles, but always in a loving and kind way. Remember, your marriage is a partnership. A husband and wife are both essential parts of that partnership. So you want to remember to discuss matters with your wife and consider her feelings and thoughts when making decisions. You can both help keep the plane flying. But when it comes time to make an important decision, the husband, as the pilot, should take the lead. So Cameron, when it's time, be ready to take that yoke. Husbands, continue loving your wives, just as the Christ also loved the congregation and gave himself up for it. And then verses 28 and 29. In the same way, husbands should love their wives as their own bodies. A man who loves his wife loves himself. For no man ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cherishes it, just as the Christ does the congregation. Never belittle her or talk down to your wives, in public or in private. You should treat your wife like a precious gift for Jehovah, and take care of her the way that Jehovah would want you to. Now, Jade, it's your turn. So what is your role in the marriage as the wife? A wife should be considered as a complement to her husband. A wife should never be treated like a slave or inferior as a person. Should always be treated as an equal. However, Jade, it's important for you to respect the headship arrangement. Let wives be in subjection to their husbands as to the Lord, because a husband is head of his wife, just as the Christ is the head of the congregation. So, as the wife, you should be in subjection to Cameron as your head. Again, it doesn't mean your role is any less important in marriage. When it comes to decisions that are made to the welfare of the family, the wife needs to follow the husband's lead. Now, wives may find this challenging at times, especially if you maybe don't agree with the decision that's being made. But if you remember that your relative subjection is a commandment from Jehovah God, it will help you to maintain that respect for that arrangement. Maybe you're waiting for him to fail, so you can say, I told you so. It says, nevertheless, each one of you must love his wife as he does himself. On the other hand, the wife should have deep respect for her husband. So that includes being supportive and cooperating with the decisions that are being made. You want to do everything you can to help his decisions to be a success. And when he does make a mistake, because we all do, you would never want to belittle him. Instead, you want to be supportive and show understanding. Also remember that a Christian wife's role is to be a helper, to work with her husband as a partner. And how a wife fulfills this role and takes care for her responsibilities can have a great effect on the family as a whole. And really how loving and thoughtful it is when the two of you work together to help take care of your responsibility. Now, those of you that know Cameron knows that Cameron likes to wear a jacket. It can be 100 degrees outside, and Cameron will show up with a jacket. Well, why is that? Well, evidently, he likes the way it feels. He feels a sense of comfort or protection from wearing the jacket. Well, that's what love can be like in your marriage. When both of you have deep love, it's like a warm blanket that is wrapped around both of you. It can provide you with warmth and comfort in an environment that you feel safe in. Just as clothing can protect your body, love can safeguard your marriage unity. So you want to look for ways to show love to each other each and every day. Make sure you take the time to really communicate and talk to each other daily. Openly discuss the things that are on your mind, any feelings you might be having. Use tender words with each other. Show affection to each other. You never want to put your spouse in a position where they're wondering how you feel, or they're questioning your love for them. It should always be apparent by the way that you talk and the way that you act that you have deep love and respect for one another. So remember to unselfishly look out for the interests of each other. When you're both more concerned about your spouse's needs and happiness than your own, it will go a long ways towards having a happy marriage. So Cameron and Jade, now it's your turn. If you both can stand up, I have a couple of questions for you. All right, first one is addressed to you. Do you, Cameron James Dusop, in the presence of Jehovah God and these witnesses, take Jade Alexandria Hirschberger to be your wedded wife, to love and to cherish in accordance with the divine law as outlined in the Holy Scriptures for Christian husbands, for as long as you both may live?
I do.
All right, Jade. Do you, Jade Alexandria Hirschberger, in the presence of Jehovah God and these witnesses, take Cameron James Dusop to be your wedded husband, to love and to cherish and deeply respect, in accordance with the divine law as outlined in the Holy Scriptures for Christian wives, for as long as you both may live?
I do.
Thank you. Who gives this woman to be married to this man?
Evan and I do.
Thank you. All right, Cameron, repeat after me. I, Cameron James Dusock, take you, Jade Alexandria Hirschberger, to be my wedded wife.
I, Cameron James Susak, take you, Jade Alexandria Hirschberger, to be my wedded wife.
To love and to cherish in accordance with the divine law.
To love and to cherish in accordance with the divine law.
As set forth in the Holy Scriptures for Christian husbands.
As set forth in the Holy Scriptures for Christian husbands.
For as long as we both shall live together on earth.
For as long as we both shall live together on earth.
According to God's marital arrangement.
According to God's marital arrangement.
I, Jade Alexandria Hirschberger.
I, Jade Alexandria Hirschberger.
Take you, Cameron James Dusock.
Take you, Cameron James Dusock.
To be my wedded husband.
To be my wedded husband.
To love and to cherish and deeply respect.
To love and to cherish and deeply respect.
In accordance with the divine law.
In accordance with the divine law.
As set forth in the Holy Scriptures.
As set forth in the Holy Scriptures.
For Christian wives.
For Christian wives.
For as long as we both shall live.
For as long as we both shall live.
Together on earth.
Together on earth.
According to God's marital arrangement.
According to God's marital arrangement.
All right. At this time, they have rings that they would like to exchange. So these rings are an outward and visible sign, signifying unto all the uniting of this man and this woman in the bonds of matrimony. Good. For as much as Cameron and Jade have coveted before Jehovah God and these witnesses to accept each other in wedlock, I, as an ordained minister, and by the authority conferred upon me by the Holy Scriptures in the state of North Carolina, pronounce that they are husband and wife together. What God has yoked together, let no man put apart. Cameron, you may now kiss your bride. It is now appropriate for us to say a prayer. It is my pleasure to introduce to this marriage gathering brother and sister Cameron and Jade Susak.